So. Dann machen wir den Hund. Aber kannst du das da weg? Quantum Break fällt mir ein. Oh, mir wird warm. Oh. Nee, Dex, nee. Da ist viel zu viel Delay drin. Außerdem will ich es ja selbst genießen und nicht jemand anders für mich vorlesen lassen. Deswegen, nee. Wir machen heute so lange wie geht. Wir übertreiben nicht. Hier waren wir. Waren wir hier? Ja, stimmt. Oh Gott, wir mussten das Spiel schaffen, ne? Wir hatten das als erstes. Nee, hatten wir nicht. Ich habe das da genommen. Ich nehme das da.
Is everyone in agreement?
Yes.
Yep.
Ja, wir machen das. Oh.
Can you feel the tension? This is amazing!
Okay, merkt euch. Merkt
Let's
euch,
move on to round 2.
ich muss das nehmen, was nicht 1333 ist und auch nicht 0019. Dann gewinnen wir.
Team A, you are up again. Please follow me.
Ja, das kennen wir ja alles schon. Das ist ja der gleiche Text.
Your 5 minutes starts now.
Nein, ich habe gerade geskippt, Dex, weil wir kennen das schon.
It appears we may have misstepped in the last round.
A tie? What do we do? If we tie, I die automatically.
Oh. Yoshiki began to panic and we didn't have time for it.
Yoshiki, calm yourself. A panicked mind is more susceptible for errors. Our options are the following.
Ich muss nach rechts. Ach ja, stimmt, danke. Also bitte die Cam sagen. Soweit denke ich heute nicht. Okay, also wir haben... Ich muss da mal mitschreiben, ja? Wir haben... 0019 Thai. Vielleicht sollten wir einfach versuchen, jetzt mal ein Thai hinzukriegen. Thai. Wir nehmen 7201. 7201. Auch Thai.
Really? Still
Ja.
a tie? The probability of this is...
Ihr müsst nicht verstehen, was ich gerade mache. 7201. Okay, ich brauche ein drittes Mal Thai.
Please die, no more maths. I get enough at home.
Very well, Yoshiki.
Yoshiki.
Let's move on to round 3 then. Team A, you are up again.
Ich
Please
will beide
follow
umbringen.
me.
Ja, das ist mein Ziel.
Your 5 minutes starts now.
We can still recover from this. I suggest these options.
Ich gamble jetzt einfach und mache das Einzige, was irgendwie... Obwohl... 1522 klingt gut.
Let's get your...
We can
1522 war es nicht. 0334. 03007.
Let's get straight to the results.
Hä, ich kann kein Thai machen.
Congratulations, Team A! After 3 rounds, you have come out victorious.
Wie? Ich kann kein Thai machen.
Let's.
Ich habe mir so
I
Mühe
gotta tell
gegeben.
ya, this is very disappointing.
Aber
I
wir müssen
expected
sterben
great
dann. Also wir
things
müssen
out of you.
verlieren. Das andere hatten wir schon.
But rules are rules, and you've been chosen. The fates have conspired.
Wo sind wir gerade? Ja. Beatrix Death? Was für Beatrix Death? Was ist das denn passiert?
Luck is not on your side. The odds were not in your favor.
Als ich gewonnen hatte, wo? Ach so, haben wir das letzte Mal verloren?
Stop dragging it out. It isn't fair.
Warte mal, was?
You want to die sooner rather than later?
Wir müssen mal kurz gucken.
Well, the sooner you're gone, the sooner we get to the new game.
Nee, bei dem hat Dings... Warte, wer ist gestorben? Der Vater, ne? Ich hatte verloren und Yoshiki ist gestorben. Ich dachte auch, wir haben gewonnen.
Let's spin that wheel.
Weil jetzt sterbe ich ja. Ja. Das Wheel spinnt halt, ne? The Squeeze. Was?
Ooh, it's slowing down now. Anyone want to put a bet down? Just trying to lighten the mood.
Ich lasse sie jetzt reden, aber ich glaube, den Text lasse ich einfach, weil da passiert ja nichts. Also, es ist einfach das gleiche wie bei den anderen. Oh Gott, du stirbst.
And we have a winner. Airlock Aeroplane. Congratulations! You're going to enjoy a quiet, relaxing time out in open space. No suit, obviously.
Ja, oh nein, wird's wehtun. Ich hab
To
Angst.
the airlock. And now if you look to your right, you will see the door to the kitchen. On your left, a blank wall. Very thrilling. Keep moving. And we're walking. Well now, ladies and gentlemen, this is very exciting. It looks like we'll be getting a glimpse of the infamous engineering bay. Unfortunately, we can't stop the tour here, so just take a peek as we're walking.
Oh, der Captain, also Kimiko und Katashi mögen mich so gern.
I am so sorry. I should have been the team captain. This should have been me dying.
Not only was that not possible, but you are the Everett's captain. You have a bigger role to play. Richtig, Tobi, richtig. Ja, sie heult.
If I knew you were going to die, Rookie, I wouldn't have wasted my good cooking on you.
Hey! Ja, der ist auch traurig. Well, it's too late now and I'm not returning a single bite. And it looks like this is my stop. Haha, ich versucht zu...
And here we are at our destination. Who would like to hear a long story about the history of the airlocks?
I'm sorry. I wish there was something I could do.
It's not your fault. Someone had to lose. Congratulations on the win.
You became a part of the crew so fast. Even while Dai was trying to pit us all against each other.
I won't forget you.
Yawn. I thought you didn't want to stall.
I've been with this crew for such a short time. But she became a part of us. She was kind, generous, and always willing to pitch in and help.
Hör zu.
She
Das
served
bin
with
ich.
honor, and we will honor her for it.
Ja, der Yoshiki hat mich, der umarmt mich. Ja, und jetzt sterbe ich halt, ne? Und, oh, die Taschenuhr. Oh. Was? Okay, wem geben wir die Taschenuhr? Kimiko oder Katashi? Warte, ich speichere mal kurz. Wir haben ja festgestellt, dass man einfach laden kann und das speichert. Die lila Mörderin. Okay. Wie ihr alle Captain wollt, ey. Here, Captain, I will not be needing this where I'm going. Ah! Hm?
I will do my best to use this to solve our problems. I promise. You will eventually save us all.
All right, let's get on with this. Time's ticking by. I got places to be, people to kill.
Ich frage mich nur, was das... Ich blick nicht mehr durch. Ja, die Tür geht auf, ne? Dann drehe ich mich um. Und dann habe ich hier salutiert.
Officer, you have served the Everett well and we thank you for your service.
Ah,
Salute.
abgetreten, rausgetreten. Ja, und, ich lauf rückwärts raus. Okay. Oh, Beatrix weint. Und ihr Bruder hält sie fest. I'm sorry I failed everyone. Das war nicht wirklich. Das passiert nicht. Ja, gut. Airlock secured. Hallo, Blurrig. Betote ja mich jetzt gleich. In 3, 2, 1. Blurrig, du hast ein gutes Timing. Aber was bedeutet das? Was macht das jetzt für einen Unterschied? Ich verstehe es nicht. Es ist nicht mal... Es ist nicht mal... Nein, das ist nicht... Das ist nicht der Schädel. Das ist... Glaub mir, das ist nicht der Schädel. Das hatten wir davon. Ach, das meint ihr. Ich dachte immer die hier. Aber warum gibt es die Entscheidung mit der Uhr? Das meine ich. Ja! Oh, seid nicht so anstrengend. Seid nicht so anstrengend. Das ist überhaupt nicht mein Problem. Es ist mir scheißegal, ob es den Schädel gibt, ob wir sterben, aber... ja, Blurix heißt ja auch Quantum Suicide. Warum geben wir die Uhr dem Captain? Was hat das für einen Unterschied? Hier ist kein Ding, was irgendwie verdingst. Verstehe es nicht. Okay, wir gehen... Kann ich da einfach hingehen?
Congratulations, Team A!
Okay, perfekt.
After 3 rounds, you have come out victorious. And that means, Team B, you lose. Congrats!
Ja, aber das müsste mir ja irgendwie angezeigt werden, Dex. Weil sonst, wenn ich... Also bis ich da bin, habe ich ja alles vergessen, wo ich das entscheiden kann. Das ist das, was ich nicht verstehe. Ist das jetzt eine unwichtige Entscheidung, was ich mir nicht vorstellen kann? Oder... Ist sie so wichtig, dass sie unterschwellig ist? Art Lock. Es kann sein, weiß ich nicht. In Bioshock Infinite Blurry. Ich muss Bioshock immer noch spielen, alle 3 Teile. I'm so sorry.
No. No. I can't have lost.
Wer hat sie vermissen? Beatrix leapt from her chair, pointing at her team.
You guys screwed me.
Now, Trixie. No one likes a sore loser.
This isn't fair.
Beatrix, I'm sorry. No one wants this.
Nicholas became desperate as his sister was now set to be executed.
What if we swap places? I'll die. I volunteer.
No, you can't.
Ich habe keine Ahnung, Dex. Wir wissen ja noch nicht mal, ob die lila Mörderin wirklich die lila Mörderin ist. Also ob es wirklich Kimiko ist. Weil zum Beispiel Beatrix hat in der anderen Realität ja auch gelbere Haare zum Beispiel. Deswegen, ich gehe zwar davon aus, dass Kimiko war, aber in dem Universum hatte sie schwarze Haare, vielleicht um sie zu unterscheiden. Aber es ist noch nicht hundertprozentig sicher, ob es Kimiko ist. Deswegen, ich bin halt gespannt und ich glaube schon, dass das einen Unterschied macht, ob man jetzt die Uhr gibt oder nicht. Aber ich traue dem Spiel halt nicht so viel zu wie Zero Escape.
I will. If it'll save you.
Nope, not swapsies. Sorries.
No swapsies. Sorries. Okay.
But I want to.
Well, you can't. Rules are rules. And besides, this coupon is good for one Beatrix. No substitutions allowed.
Beatrix was glaring at her whole team and had turned her anger onto the rest of us as well.
I'm a medic. What will you do if we're both gone, huh?
Ja, aber es ist ja nur einer.
You can't get by without us.
I felt bad for Beatrix, but it wasn't like we'd taken a vote and decided to kill her. She just lost the game and that could have happened to any of us.
This isn't fair.
Hallo SCSE.
Yawn. How many times are you gonna say that? It is fair, sister. So suck it up and spin that wheel.
Ja.
Come on, give it a spin.
I can't touch it, you moron.
And you never will, with that negative attitude. Don't worry, Trixie. I'll spin it for you.
Ich habe mich nicht entschieden, sie zu töten. Also das Spiel hat für mich entschieden, dass ich es machen muss, um weiterzukommen. Ja. It flashed and changed colors as it span, blurring so we couldn't read the options as they passed the indicator.
Whoops. Looks like I pushed a little too hard. It may never stop spinning at this rate. How about you tell me when to stop and I grab it?
Beatrix was sitting back down, glaring daggers at Di and not saying anything.
No? Geez, awkward. Guess we'll just have to wait.
The wheel must have spun for 2 minutes before it finally started to slow down.
Ooh, here we are. Will you just look at some of these exciting options? Can't wait to see where we end up.
The wheel slowed again as Di pulled more and more. Ludi Cruz, yeah, surprise-faced like she wasn't in control of the whole thing.
And the winner is poison. Huh. That's actually kind of boring. But rules are rules. And what do we do when there's rules, Nicholas?
Not break them.
You got it, handsome.
Di pointed dramatically to the door.
To the medical bay.
None of us had any choice but to follow her out and into the corridor.
Beatrix, I'm so sorry.
Hey, das sagt die zu jedem! Ey, Kimiko ist einfach nur eine Schlampe. Die rattert immer nur den gleichen Text runter.
Yeah, you keep saying.
Da!
She won't let me swap. But maybe there's some other way.
In the face of Nicola's desperation, Beatrix suddenly mellowed. For once, I saw the older sister come out in her.
I never thought I'd say this, but I think maybe we can't win this one, little brother.
No. No. There has to be something we can...
Nicholas, there isn't.
So ähnlich Text, ja.
Will you look at that? I'm actually being the reasonable one.
Nicholas started to plead with the Di bargaining for his sister's life.
Die, this isn't right. Why can't we?
Nicholas.
I'll die. Right now, right here. I'll find a way to...
I think if you did that, Di would kill Beatrix anyway.
I agree. I don't think suicide will solve anything.
They're right. Nicholas, little brother, no suicide. I forbid it.
Here we are.
We had arrived in the medical bay. We gathered in a cluster by the door, waiting to see what Di was going to do. She couldn't physically give Beatrix any poison, so how was it going to work?
Nicholas, if you would step into the surgery room, we can get started.
I thought you said we couldn't swap.
Well, I did say rules are rules, but I'm not unmoved by your brave offer. So, into the room with you.
Was hat sie vor? Es ist doch nicht... Na, als ob. Nicholas moved towards the door.
No. No, please.
Too late. Get in.
Als ob sie seinen Wunsch... Na, hä? Even though Beatrix was not a demonstrative person, she pulled her brother into a hug as she moved towards the door. She didn't say anything to him, but her face was bright red from the effort of not crying. Nicholas stepped into the surgery room and Di locked the door behind him. Der wird doch nur weggesperrt, oder?
Nicholas.
Not so fast. Time for a game within a game, I call it. Double Jeopardy.
What? Di, what are you?
Just having a little bit of fun. I've shut down the oxygen to the surgery room. Beatrix Vogel, can you administer yourself a lethal poison dose before your brother runs out of air?
No.
By my count, you have 3 minutes to make yourself dead. Or you could hold out until your brother dies. At which point, one of the others will force you.
Di didn't need to explain how that would work. She'd threaten everyone until someone killed Beatrix.
What's it to be? 1 death or 2? Let's find out. 2 minutes, 45 seconds.
Das ist eine KI, aber eigentlich heißt die KI I, also AI, aber genannt. Und die AI, also Di, ist die Böse von denen. Die hat eine Split Personality. Beatrix looked at her brother inside the surgical room. He was sitting on the bed, peering through the observation window at us. He seemed to be trying to read lips, which meant Di must have cut the sound so he couldn't hear what we were saying.
Did I mention you need to be 100% dead before I turn his oxygen back on? You've got 2.5 minutes.
Beatrix ran into the storeroom.
I knew there must be a way to jazz up a poisoning.
There was a loud clattering from inside the storeroom. It sounded like Beatrix had knocked something over.
All right, I'm ready to take bets. I'll give you 3 to 1 that Trixie makes it in time.
Ja, und ich glaube halt, weil sie Die heißt, das klingt wie to die, dass es auch damit ein bisschen was zu tun hat.
No one? What about 11 to 1 that she deliberately lets her brother die?
Weil sie möchte uns alle töten.
Real funny, Di.
Not a gambling crowd, eh?
Beatrix emerged from the storeroom, a syringe in her hand. It was full of a substance that was a pale blue. It was a huge vial, obviously the highest dose she could get.
Beatrix Vogel, you have served the Everett and the mission with honor.
Beatrix lifted herself up onto her bed. Wir sind keine Geisel. Wir sind auf einer Mission, die Welt zu retten. Aber die KI ist halt durchgedreht.
We will remember that, and the courage you are showing today.
Katashi,
Hitachi stepped forward.
the neck will be quickest. You hold my head like this.
She pulled her head to one side so her ear was on her shoulder, and a broad section of her neck exposed. Hitashi's large but gentle hands held her that way as she held out the syringe.
Someone, please.
Ich mach's! Ach man. Kimiko stepped forward and took the syringe. Then she looked over the surgery bay where Nicholas was banging desperately on the window. The captain took the cap off the syringe and quickly found a vein in Beatrix's long pale neck. She got the syringe in place and inserted the needle neatly. Beatrix didn't even flinch. Kimiko pushed the liquid into the vein until the syringe was empty.
Thank you.
Ai gute Veritas. Warte, bis sie anfängt. Oder Alexa. Once the needle was out, Beatrix blinked a few times and began to fall forward.
Whoa! It's okay, Beatrix. I got you.
He got a stronger grip on Beatrix and helped her to lie back.
That's quicker than I... Ah!
I didn't know what kind of poison she'd used, but it must have been quick-acting and painful. I wondered what it was for and why there was some in the storeroom. It was obviously dangerous.
Ah! Oh, my head.
Salute!
I turned Melody to face me while the rest of the crew, except Katashi, honored Beatrix with a salute. Kimiko was right. This was a courageous act, and however abrasive Beatrix might have been, she was brave and loyal to her brother.
I can't see. I can't see.
Though her eyes were wide open, she was reaching out feebly for Katashi. He was holding onto her when the first spasm came. Katashi held her down, but Yoshiki ducked under his arm and took one of Beatrix's hands in his. I looked over at Nicholas, who was still trying to bang on the observation window, but had slumped forward and seemed sluggish.
Oh, God. Oh.
Squeeze my hand. It's okay.
Nicholas.
He's okay, he's still breathing.
We will take care of him, Beatrix. I promise.
I didn't know if Beatrix was still conscious to hear the captain. Her whole body jolted in another spasm, but she didn't cry out in pain.
She's got no grip.
As Nicholas stopped banging, he began to sink down the window, no longer holding himself upright.
Beatrix.
Even the spasms seemed to have stopped.
Beatrix!
Hitachi put his ear to her chest and a hand in front of her mouth and nose.
She's not breathing.
I was so focused on the twins' synchronized death that I had forgotten what the cause of them was, until I heard applause and turned to see Di smiling broadly.
Woo! Now that's what I call a show. Encore! Encore!
She's dead. Di, let him out.
The door to the surgery room opened and Kimiko and I hurried over. Nicholas was conscious, but the quick... ich dachte, er ist auch tot! But the quick, hurried breath made a wheezing sound as his body was still in panic mode. The captain and I eased him gradually to a sitting position.
She...
I'm so sorry, Nicholas.
Can I?
You want to see her?
Nicholas just nodded. Between the two of us, we were able to help him stand up and walk to the bed, where the others stood gathered around Beatrix. Ja, verstehe ich auch nicht, Dex. Hallo, Ruhezone. Melody held out her hand to touch Beatrix's limp arm.
Why did she ask you to hurt her?
Hallo, Ben. Wie geht's dir, Ben? Ich verstehe auch nicht, was das war. Synchronisierte Tode. Aber der eine ist gar nicht tot. Okay.
It's complicated.
Hallo, Werte. Wo kommen die denn jetzt alle her? Es geht im Haus. Mimimi geht im Haus. Erkältung.
She was so sad.
I should take Melody back to my room.
Nicholas?
Yes.
I'm sorry that Beatrix has gone away.
So am I. Let us know if there's anything anyone can do. Come on, let's go home.
See you tomorrow, bright and early for a brand new game.
Mehr Spiele. I squeezed Melody's hand and led her out of the room before Di could say any more. Okay. Wir sind... Hier brauchen wir den Code. Hier wissen wir nicht, wie weit wir kommen. Aber hier ist das und das. Keine Ahnung, ne? Okay.
Yahoo!
Warum nochmal musste Beatrix sterben und nicht er?
Ich habe zu viel Peking-Ente gegessen, jetzt fühle ich mich wie im 10. Monat mit der Mitgliedschaft im Lunar Club der ausgewöhnlichen Gentlemen.
Gentleman, oh Gott, oh Gott. Du hast zu viel Peking-Ente gegessen, ich will auch. Dankeschön für die Resub, danke für die 10 Monate, Ben. Vielen, vielen Dank, Dankeschön. Dankeschön. Gentleman ist echt schmerzhaft, aber danke dir, Ben. Vielen, vielen Dank, danke. Ich würde gerne mal wieder essen gehen, ey. Essen gehen, koreanisch, Korean Barbecue. Auf jeden Fall vielen Dank für den Resub, Ben. Dankeschön. Den Knöchel verstaucht beim Limbo-Tanzen und du bist hoffentlich auch auf der Tanzfläche ausgerutscht, oder? Du musst dein Bauch im 10. Monat aussehen. Naja, es gibt genug Tiere, die mehrere Monate trächtig sind, ne? Hä? What?
Wake up, sleepyhead. It's time to get up.
Yoshiki had jumped up onto my bed and was now bouncing energetically, careful to avoid clobbering me. Ugh. Given the circumstances, it was a miracle that I slept as soundly as I just had. I wished I was still asleep.
It's time for breakfast.
I can get my own breakfast when I wake up. Why do I have to come now?
The captain thought it would be nice for us all to enjoy breakfast together for once.
Yoshiki stopped jumping and sat on the end of my bed, smiling like a fool. Lisa, dann isst was. Unter Buffet ist sowieso besser, weißt du? Da kannst du einfach den Mund aufmachen und alles fällt rein. Ach, was gibt's denn? Du weißt es nicht mal?
All I know is that the captain is cooking, and that's super rare.
Warum kocht Katashi nicht? Is she a good cook?
Meh.
Warum kocht Katashi nicht? You want me to get up for something that's just meh?
Technically, it's the captain that wants you to. And even though it's only passable, it only happens on special occasions.
Okay, also Kackessen, das nur ab und zu mal kommt, ist ein tolles Essen, nur weil es ab und zu mal ist. Okay. I guess with Katashi's godlike powers in the kitchen, there's no need for anyone else to cook.
Exactly. This is like a limited time offer that's been extended to you.
Alright, I'm convinced.
I live to eat another day.
Das ist eine gute Einstellung, aber ich mag dich trotzdem nicht. Liv?
That captain was very frank with her orders. If I were to fail to bring you to breakfast, she suggested I might be finding a new spaceship to live on.
Wait, seriously?
I think it was a joke, but I don't want to take my chances.
Ich glaube, Kimiko dreht jetzt durch. Ich glaube, Kimiko dreht durch. I don't either. Maybe next time you should open with that to get me up sooner.
Aw, bestie.
Nee.
You must really love me.
Nee, nicht von den Machern, aber es ist daran angelehnt, Ben. Aber, also ich bin mir noch nicht so sicher. Ich bin noch nicht so begeistert davon. Also die Nonary Games sind eindeutig besser. Das ist halt... Ich habe nicht so viel Erwartung an dieses Spiel, ehrlich gesagt. Also ich mag die Story und so, aber es ist halt nicht... Es kann halt nicht mithalten mit diesem durchdachten und über 500 Ecken denkenden und so perfekt ausgearbeitete Story, die es halt echt selten gibt. Damit kann es, glaube ich, nicht mithalten. Yoshiki pounced onto me, trapping me in a tight bear hug.
I'll tell the captain you are on your way. See you soon, bestie.
Du hast mir immer noch nur meine Bohnen weggegessen und du nennst mich immer noch Bestie. Wir kennen uns nicht. Du hast mir nur meine Bohnen weggegessen und das mag ich nicht. Yoshiki skipped out of my quarters. I wish I could siphon off even a portion of his energy. I heaved myself out of bed and pulled my hair up into a rough ponytail before heading rather hastily to the dining hall. Nee, komplett kacke, definitiv nicht. Nee, sonst würde ich ja nicht mehr spielen. Aber meine Erwartungen sind halt nicht so hoch. Das stimmt, Tobi. Aber das wäre ja jeder, oder? I arrived to find just the captain and Yoshiki. Good morning, Captain.
Good morning. I trust you are well rested?
Amazingly well, considering everything I've witnessed.
Splendid.
Where's everyone else?
Everyone else?
Oh, I guess I just assumed that when Yoshiki said we, he meant all the crew.
Heavens no. I do not want to cook for so many people. I am sorry to disappoint you.
Sorry, bestie. Maybe I wasn't clear enough. It's just us three.
No, I'm not disappointed. In fact, this is far more intimate. I like it. I saw a smile flicker in the corner of the captain's face as she reached over the table to unveil her cooking efforts.
Cooking is not my forte, but I have made breakfast tacos.
Das Lachen macht mir Angst. Na, wir haben kein Date mit Kimiko, weil der Yoshiki dabei ist, der Penner. Breakfast tacos? Yoshiki leaned in and whispered so the captain couldn't hear him.
She just means pancakes, really. But she likes to fold them in half and eat them like tacos.
Kimiko ist durchgedreht. Kimiko muss die verrückte Massenmörderin sein. Sind wir uns einig, oder? Also, wer Pancakes so isst. That's kind of strange, but also adorable.
She's done it ever since we were children.
She's crazy.
Yoshiki!
Yes, Captain?
What are you whispering about?
Nothing. I was just telling her how much I love your breakfast tacos.
Her slightly raised brow told me that she didn't believe him, but she didn't pursue matter further.
I've assembled all the toppings you could possibly want. Strawberries, chocolate, and my favorite, sugar.
Wait, just sugar?
My mother always told me that I should have some lemon juice with the sugar, but I believe they are sufficient with just the sugar.
Hä, aber Pfannkuchen mit nur Zucker drauf, voll geil. Ich esse auch manchmal Pfannkuchen einfach nur mit Zucker drauf. Habe ich schon ewig nicht mehr gegessen, weil ich einfach alles andere, also nicht alles andere, aber so zum Beispiel Kinderriegel, wenn sie heiß sind und die dann schmelzen, ne? Oder Apfel-Pfirsich-Mousse oder Nutella sind mir halt einfach lieber, aber Zucker ist voll geil eigentlich. Nee, normaler Zucker, einfach Veritas ohne Zimt. Sahne, ernsthaft? Okay. Ich hatte Sahne noch nie. I watched in amazement as the captain poured sugar onto a pancake, which she then proceeded to fold in half and eat as if it were a taco, while excess sugar rained out of the far end. Okay, so viel Zucker macht man nicht drauf, man krümelt halt ein bisschen. Ich mag auch einfach Pfannkuchen ohne alles drauf, okay? Ich mag einfach Pfannkuchen. Puderzucker, nee, Puderzucker mag ich auch nicht. Ich mag so ein bisschen Kristallzucker, fertig. Weil, also, wie gesagt, pure Pfannkuchen sind auch geil. Aber da ist halt kein Zucker drin. I looked over and saw to my horror that Yoshiki was doing the same thing. Fine, why not? I've been eating reconstituted meals for most of my life. At least this looks fun.
I hope you enjoy it.
Die wollen mich umbringen, oder? I folded my sugar pancake breakfast taco monstrosity and bit into it. It was a little dry in places, but it was surprisingly good. Wow, this is very good.
Thank you.
I finished my mouthful and seized the opportunity provided by the lull in conversation. Why did you want me here and not the other crew members? Can you cook anything else other than breakfast tacos? I'm sorry that I'm not making more headway. Nein, hier. Warum ich?
You're special.
How so?
Besides you being the only one we have found drifting through space?
Warum sieht sie so glücklich aus? Ey, Dex, ganz ehrlich, also, der vertraut man doch jetzt nicht. Warum ist sie so glücklich? Ha!
In all seriousness, we asked you here because both Yoshiki and I trust you and enjoy your company.
I'm flattered.
You've only been here for a few weeks. But I can't even imagine my life now without my best friend.
Gott, ich hab Angst. Verto, ich hab den nicht gegessen. Er ist immer noch ganz. Thanks, Yoshiki. The captain broke eye contact from me, and her cheeks flushed deep scarlet.
Neither can I.
Also entweder ist sie Psycho oder sie steht auf uns. I felt my face mirroring hers, and I tried to hide my huge grin, but must have failed pretty badly, as Yoshiki caught on to the vibe pretty quickly.
Oh.
The captain and I sat in silence, avoiding eye contact, while Yoshiki bounced in his seat, humming.
Kimmy and best friend sitting in a tree.
Just as I thought tension would last forever, we were saved by the bell, kind of.
Wait, you're all having breakfast without me?
Would you like a breakfast taco die?
Oh, I would love one. Thank you, Yoshiki.
Yoshiki offered a breakfast taco to Dai, whose hands went straight through when she tried to take it.
Drat! I almost forgot. Hologram hands.
Maybe one day.
Wait, is that even possible?
Dai's interest peaked.
Of course. The Everett's AI system has hard light capability.
The captain struck Yoshiki hard on the back of the head.
Ah! Captain?
Warte, Dai kann irgendwann Sachen berühren und bewegen und uns aktiv umbringen? Oh Gott, Hütchen, ja. Oh Gott, Lurker, ja, die verrückten Hütchen. Oh Gott.
At the rate you are going, Yoshiki, I will kill you with my own hands before Dai ever has the chance.
Bandy ist ja auch verrückt. Also wir haben eine AI, die eine heißt Ai, das ist die nette, und die heißt Dai, das ist die böse Version, weil die nämlich eine Split Personality hat. Und wir sind auf einem Raumschiff, um die Welt zu retten. Und die böse, die Dai, die möchte uns umbringen, weil unsere Ressourcen knapp sind. Und unter dem Vorwand macht sie immer Deletion Games. Und da stirbt immer einer. Ja, ich liebe Dai.
Captain, normally I would scold you for interrupting Yoshiki. What he was saying was quite interesting, but I must say, you threatening to kill him with your own hands? Meow.
Nee, Dai. Hier, Dai. So heißt sie, Dai.
What do you want exactly, Dai?
More details about you on top of Yoshiki. Hands around his neck as he gasped for air. His eyes rolling back into his head.
Dai trailed off and began drooling, a faraway look in her eyes. Was Tobi sagt.
You wouldn't, would you?
Yoshiki looked at the captain, panicked.
Of course not, Yoshiki. Dai is simply creating her own grotesque fantasy.
Most men would be flattered to exist in my fantasies, Yoshiki.
I'm sorry, I'm not ungrateful. I just like living.
You can't have it both ways, mister. That is so rude.
Yoshiki began scrambling to apologize to Dai when the captain interrupted.
Dai, why are you here?
The new deletion game, of course.
Okay, gibt's jetzt das Vampire Game?
Of course. How could I forget?
I have already alerted the rest of the crew, and they should be arriving in 3, 2, 1.
Just as Dai predicted, Katashi and Shizuka entered through the door, melody in tow. Yoshiki was looking at Dai, gobsmacked.
It's like
This
you're
is what
magic.
gobsmacked.
Want me to make you disappear?
You can do that?
She is implying that she will murder you. Also, she is the ship's AI. She monitors everyone's location at all times.
Also es würde schon Sinn machen, weil wir in beiden Strängen hier, als Yoshiki gestorben ist, hatten wir Katashi, der an unserem Arsch hing. Hier ist Beatrix gestorben und jetzt haben wir Kimiko an unserem Arsch. Es würde Sinn machen, dass das Vampirspiel kommt, weil das ja so ein Mate-Ding ist, wo beide Vampire sein können.
Captain, you should never give away a magician's secrets.
You are far from that.
The captain and Dai continued to squabble as the lifeless husk of Nicholas dragged himself into the room, giving us a complete head count.
Wonderful. Everyone's here. Let's just get straight to business, eh? Allow me to introduce you all to this week's game, Vampire Children. Be sure to listen well. This game is my favorite one to date.
Ich glaube, wir hören es uns nochmal an.
Vampire Children is played over 3. Allow me.
Ich darf nicht skippen, sorry. Dann esse ich mal einen Keks in der Zeit. Also was ich glaube, Kimiko und ich arbeiten zusammen, dass wir beide Vampire sind. Und ich glaube, in dem anderen Strang, wenn wir weiterspielen, Katashi ist Vampir. Ich glaube, er verarscht uns komplett. Als Streamer haben keine Füße, aber Games, die sie sehr gerne haben. Die vielen Babys, ja. Also ich glaube, Katashi hat uns angelogen, weil Katashi ist da voll durchgedreht in dem Strang.
Vampire Children is played over 3 cycles. One person will be chosen at random by me and be made the vampire. I'll tell this person in secret, and the 6 other people are humans.
Also was mir eigentlich wichtiger ist, also mit dem Breeden und mit dem Maten, meint sie da wirklich Breeden und Maten? Oder, also müssen wir dafür was machen? Ich frag für einen Freund? Ich frag für einen Chat?
No one will know for sure who is a vampire and who is a human, other than themselves. During each cycle, you have the choice to either mate with another person or not. It's not compulsory, but definitely advisable. However, you can't mate with the same person twice, even during different cycles. Where's the fun in that, right?
Ja, aber sonst kann ich ja behaupten, ich hätte mit einer Person gematet.
Every time 2 humans mate, 2 children are born.
Ich find's immer so schön,
When
dass es
one
nochmal
human
genau
and one
erklärt.
vampire mate, no children are born. But that human becomes a vampire for life, and for point's sake, a vampire child. If two vampires mate, nothing happens except a good time.
Ja, wenn, aber du hast ja auch genug Leute, mit denen du, also da musst du halt ein bisschen abwechseln.
Only the original vampire will know that they're a vampire. Humans who unknowingly mate with a vampire won't know until the end of the game. After each cycle, I will announce the total count, human babies produced, and new vampires created. After 3 cycles, the human and vampire children counts will be tallied. If there are more vampire children than humans, the human that created the fewest human babies will be executed.
Also für mich gibt es gerade 3 Sachen. Also 3 Optionen. Entweder Katashi war Vampir und will uns anlügen. Dann kann es sein, dass es einfach gespiegelt ist, dass Kimiko uns auch anlügt und eigentlich Vampir ist, wenn sie es nicht ist. Oder Katashi soll der Arsch sein und Kimiko ist die Nette, obwohl wir die ganze Zeit hören, oh, die lilahaarige Böse, bla bla. Oder es ist einfach, Katashi war wirklich menschlich und jetzt haben wir halt einfach die Vampirrunde.
If more human babies exist, the starting vampire will be executed.
Ja, Dex, also wer weiß.
Now, 1 versus 6 can seem lonely, so here's my offer to the soon-to-be vampire.
Ich traue hier niemanden außer Beatrix.
The vampire can choose a Bonnie to their Clyde. This person will knowingly and willingly become a vampire in the first round and will win and lose alongside the vampire. If the vampire wins, so do they, and so they are spared from death. But if the vampire loses, so does that person, and we have a double execution. Be careful though, your Bonnie and Clyde dreams may be short-lived, and your partner might out you as the vampire. So, tell others at your own risk. I will notify you of your human or vampire status sometime before the game begins on Sunday morning. This is my favorite game to date. Any questions? Need me to repeat?
Nein, wir haben es verstanden.
Excellent.
Danke. Bumsi, Bumsi, Babys oder Vampir werden. Easy. Di suddenly zapped out of the room and the broadcast opened overhead, where we could all hear Di using her best customer service voice.
We understand that you have a choice in Deletion Game Carrier, and want to thank you all so much for choosing the Di Deletion Game service. We murder for your satisfaction, and we look forward to servicing you again this Sunday.
Yay! I left the dining hall contemplating the game. What if I was the vampire? Who would I pick to play with me?
Run!
Heh? What? I rubbed my eyes frantically as I jolted awake. What the hell is that? Der Typ! Der Typ, der...
This has to be your fault somehow, Yoshiki!
I didn't know this would happen.
That's a pizza. I was standing on a pile of rubble as I watched 2 huge robots fighting. One that resembled Di and the other a rice cooker. I stood in disbelief as the 2 robots clashed. The Di robot was using a large spinning metal pizza cutter like a saw, piecing the rice cooker. How was this even possible? Where was I? Ja, Kimiko sagt gerade Laura! Laura! This is Laura! Hä? Schlaf ich?
I need your help.
Wait, what? Where did the robots go?
Robots?
I looked around the room, no robots to be seen. Ha, it was just a dream. There's no giant Di robot, right? The captain's face responded with a quizzical look at my question.
I surely hope not.
Okay, good. My breathing was returning to normal. It turns out robot brawls really get the heart pumping. Mental note for when we get out of this situation. Start a giant robot fighting reality show. Make millions.
Are you okay?
Yeah, sorry. Just having some strange dreams.
Very well. I was hoping you could help me with something.
Yes, of course.
Wonderful. Please get dressed and meet me on the bridge.
The captain swiftly glided out of my quarters and I managed to get dressed and presentable in mere minutes. Die. Die. The captain was standing with an air of unease about her when I arrived.
Thank you for providing your assistance at this early hour.
Early hour? What time is it exactly?
A little past 4 a.m.
Kennen wir doch schon, oder? Nee. The captain chuckled at my complaints before continuing.
I am facing rising concerns about the black hole.
Das kennen wir doch.
Just over a week ago, I made the choice to stay on course towards the black hole. People are already dying on my... We will be at the...
Doch, das kennen wir.
We will be at the close... People are already dying on my watch.
Captain assured that Shizuka will be able to navigate... Genau.
Time to...
Ja, bla bla. Genau, hier mit dem von wegen 100% chance of death or 50% chance of death.
Wise words. I wonder where you got them from.
Die war nicht angesagt. Nein, Blurrick.
But you are right.
Okay. Jetzt müsste sie uns fragen wegen irgendwelche Konzentrationssachen, richtig? Hä? Nee, das kennen wir doch nicht.
That is very selfless. Thank you.
Okay, wir haben es bis dahin. We either die from black hole or psychotic AI system, both noble deaths. Okay, das kennen wir. The captain took a moment looking stern before breaking into a laugh.
Noble indeed. Thank you for the laugh and for your counsel.
Loof sein. Danke für den Reserve 4. Monat. Dankeschön, Poli. Vielen Dank. Danke dir. Das ist sehr lieb von dir. Danke. Vielen Dank. Und hallo, Poli. Wie geht's dir? Ohne zu sterben geht nicht. Die Story will, dass ich sterbe.
Thank you. You are dismissed and can return to your quarters, if you wish.
Well, I'm already up now. Besides, you look like you could do with some company.
That is very selfless of you. I appreciate it.
I awkwardly stood here for a moment, thinking about what to say. It was probably best to avoid talking about the black hole any further. Deine Mutter, dein Vater, would you still be kept? Wir reden über die Mutter.
My mother? Why would you ask about my mother?
War die hübsch, heißt du? Well, she was the one who wrote Dai's code. You never know what might be useful.
Very well. My mother, Ayumi Yukimura, was born on Earth. At the age of 23, she married my father, Zakuro Moriyama, at the Tanishi Military Academy. She died at age 35 aboard this ship from stab wounds she sustained after an altercation with Agnes Helga Vogel.
That's all very clinical. What was she actually like?
She was cold.
Really?
My mother was always concerned about the mission above all else. It was her highest priority at all times.
She was the captain.
I understand that now. But as a child, as her child, I felt that my very existence was nothing more than an order delivered to her, and not necessarily one received well.
Ey, ist so schlimm, ne? Man kann nicht mal in Ruhe die Nase putzen. I'm sure she loved you. She was your mother, after all.
Regardless of her lack of affection, she still taught me and raised me well by any standards, even if it was only until I was 6.
Viel Spaß, Ben. Schönen Abend wünsche ich dir noch und schön, dass du da warst. 100%. Ja, nicht mal Nase putzen, in Ruhe.
She made me the woman you see before you today.
I'm eternally grateful to her, of that much I'm aware. I smiled widely at the captain, who blushed at my words. Well, I had best get some work done today, so if I may excuse myself from your wonderful company, I'll get right on it.
That sounds like a superb idea. I do admire your work ethic.
Is that your only thing you admire? Oh Gott, ich flirte.
For now.
The captain gave me a tentative smile, though each was more confident than the last. Crazy Party. Hallo, ich sehe nicht fertig aus. Ihr habt gesagt, ich sehe nicht krank aus. I left the bridge and stood for a moment in the hallway to consider my options. I could try to make some headway on the die deactivation code, or perhaps work more on decrypting the pocket watch. Okay, die Taschenuhr oder der Entschlüsselungscode? Ihr wisst schon. Ja, toll, cool. Echt? Echt? Also, ich sag das nicht oft, ich weiß, aber also ich wäre tatsächlich auf Decks Seite gewesen. ACNH. Animal Crossing New Horizon. Richtig? Du lebst vor dich hin. Aber das ist doch schön. Das ist doch schön, Pony. Das ist doch eine gute Beschäftigung. Ah, Dex. Aber gut, nehmen wir die Taschenuhr. Oh, jetzt ist blöd. Jetzt ist Hälfte, Hälfte. Heilige Böhmerkatze war gerade noch da. Da. Nein, das ist blöd. Ach, von mir ist Abstimmung. Hallo, kannst du mal... Chorde. Klar, Chorde. So. Oh, danke, Poli, für die 5 Gifted Subs. Dankeschön. Vielen lieben Dank. Dankeschön. Danke. Vielen Dank. Dankeschön. Für das Subgift an STSE, an Zwitterholic, an kleines Pelzvieh, an Enten Paul und an Judy. Vielen Dank. Dankeschön, Poli. Das ist sehr lieb von dir. Danke. Vielen Dank. Dankeschön. Ich liebe den Loop, der nicht vorhanden ist, okay? Ist einfach so. Da, blöb. Ungefähr so geht die Musik. Okay, ich würde sagen, es ist der Code geworden, hä? I knew that die was the most pressing issue facing us right now. We need to shut down die. That's priority number 1.
Well, that's just rude.
Ja, Kurt. Was gibt es, Kurt? Ja, Kurt, würde ich jetzt auch behaupten. Die appeared in front of me, suspended upside down from the ceiling. Di, what are you doing?
Oh, this? I saw it in an old movie on the computer's archive. I think we're supposed to kiss now?
I'm not kissing you. Warum nicht?
Joke's on you. You couldn't even if you tried. I'm incorporeal. Whee!
What do you want, Di?
What do I want? I just overheard you plotting my demise, which I'm still taking seriously, even though you were talking to yourself. Cuckoo.
Ja, Pudi, so ähnlich, so. Du hast keinen. Mitkommen hier rein und dann... Boom. Di swung upright while making crazy faces that were meant to provoke me.
Seriously, though, who talks to themselves? You know you can have that conversation in your head, and then we won't all think you're crazy.
It's just for the sake of clarity.
It's because you're lonely. No friends, right? Like, who can you really trust on this ship?
Who could ever be lonely with you hanging around all the time, Di?
Aw, that's so sweet. Now I wish I could kiss you. No, wait. Kiss is the wrong word. Strangle? Yeah, strangle.
What do you want, Di? I have things to do.
Yes. In regards to your busy schedule of die murdering, I came to save you some time. You can't.
What?
There's no way to shut me down. Well, specifically, there's no way that anyone on this ship will ever have the required permission to access the data required to shut me down. So, don't bother. Enjoy what are likely your last days alive doing what humans do best. Eating, drinking, and converting oxygen into carbon dioxide.
Und was mit Pupu-Kaka machen? I will beat you, Di.
Rawr. Girl, you're making me all hot and bothered up in here.
Ich glaube, Di mag mich auch. Di closed the distance between our faces until there was barely an electron to spare.
I welcome the challenge.
With those words, Di scattered into glimmering light particles, my hope vanishing with her. She's almost certainly right. I suppose my time would be better spent on the watch. I turned back towards the lab to give the pocket watch another once-over. Ja, toll. Wofür haben wir abgestimmt? Dex, ich wünsche mir das die ganze Zeit. I pulled a stool out from under one of the benches and started swiping through the tablet and rummaging through papers. It was always the same stuff. pocket watch, interdimensional travel, resource solution, but never mention of how it worked. I wished my parents had been better note takers. Just as the frustration was setting in, the captain entered.
Hello.
Ah, Captain, hello.
How goes the research?
I'm starting to question why I even bother.
Not well then,
bother.
I take it.
Bother.
Perhaps it might be time for you to take a break.
I'm not sure I should.
I was thinking of having an evening picnic in the Eco Lounge. Something sweet to eat, a stunning view, and hopefully some company.
Also ich weiß, wir sollten eigentlich arbeiten, aber wir haben Katashi zugesagt, also werden wir auch Kimiko zusagen. Also, nein, wir müssen nicht arbeiten. Wir müssen gucken, warum sie verrückt wird. I'm pretty sick and tired of getting nowhere here.
I'm sorry for that. But I would also be grateful for your company.
So what time is this evening picnic?
Now.
But it's on... I glanced at the time. Oh, 9 p.m.
Yes. No one has seen you all day. Not even to eat.
Guess I'm well overdue for a meal then.
I suppose you are.
I returned the precious watch to its usual place in my pocket and followed the captain out. Ja, was für Arbeiten bitte, also. When we arrived at the Eco Lounge, I could see that the captain had already prepared a picnic. A small red blanket lay on the hilltop along with an assortment of snacks and drinks. We sat on opposite corners of the blanket and admired the view in silence. Gehst du oft auf Picknicks? Hä? Sehen Abendpicknicks genauso aus wie Morgenpicknicks? Das einzig Wichtige ist, was gibt's zu essen?
Today's picnic consists of a baked apple slice and fruit juice.
Baked apple mag ich nicht. That sounds delicious. I've never tried an apple slice.
It is one of my favorite dishes.
I've eaten so much amazing food since arriving on the Everett.
One of the many benefits of having Katashi survive the deletion games.
We had best keep him alive. I enjoy eating like a queen.
I must be honest. I have asked you here for a reason.
Dankeschön, Verto, danke. Oh, Dex kenne ich. Oh, it wasn't just to feed me, I feel betrayed. My joke made the captain smile, but I could see it did little to dispel her unease. What's wrong?
We might die tomorrow. You might die tomorrow.
That's how the game works.
I need to get this off my chest before that can happen.
What is it?
I have very strong feelings for you.
Dominik, und du wolltest arbeiten. The captain struggled to get the words out, but she soldiered on.
I was hoping that maybe you would like to share my quarters tonight?
Captain!
You can call me Kimi in my company. I'm sorry. I really shouldn't be so forward.
Kimi, I would love to.
Really?
Ja, klar. You're right, we might both be dead tomorrow. So let's make the most of the night. Endlich bumsen wir. Kimiko placed her hand on mine, sandwiching it between soft blanket and even softer skin. Upon finishing our picnic, we wandered dreamily back to Kimiko's quarter. Sie will uns bestimmt die Uhr klauen. Und dann reist sie mit unserer Uhr und tötet alle. Wetten? Oh, ich hatte Angst.
Thank you again.
I smiled at the captain.
Oh, one last thing. And I'm sorry if it seems pedantic.
Uh-oh. Was denn?
You have to sleep on the left side. The right side is mine.
Versteh ich? Ah, why the right side?
That way, when I wake up, I always get out on the right side of the bed.
That wasn't how the expression worked, but I was sure she knew that. I smiled at how adorable she was. Very well, I'm sure that I can accommodate you. I lay the pocket watch da. Warum wird es extra gesagt? I lay the pocket watch gently on the bedside table before double-checking that I was definitely getting into the left side of the bed. It wasn't long before Kimiko slipped in beside me. I walked to an empty bed. Naturally, Kimiko was already up and about. I rolled over and checked the time. 4:23 a.m. It would appear that I was setting a dangerous new precedent for my body. I turned over and forced my eyes shut, but there was an annoying light filling up the room. I opened my eyes to see what it was that was interrupting my sleep cycle. The room was bathed in eerie green light. Nein, die Pocketwatch ist noch da. What the... It was then that I noticed that the light emanated from the bedside table. From the pocket watch. The pocket watch! I fought against the sheets as they tried to hamper my progress, eventually freeing myself and grabbing the pocket watch. Aber also wenn sie reist, hat sie trotzdem, richtig? Sie kann nicht ohne mit der Pocket Watch zu reisen. Also kann sie es nicht benutzt haben. All the LEDs were now lit up green and the little panels now showed numbers 24 and 42. Das hatten wir noch nicht. Nee, das kann sie nicht. Das kann sie eigentlich echt nicht. Also, wir hatten sie zumindest immer dabei, wenn wir gereist sind. Nee, wenn, müsste sie hingereist sein, um dann zurückzureisen und eine Kopie abzulegen. Wow, Werto, wow. This is the breakthrough I've been waiting for. I leaped off the bed and danced on the spot. Also, ich glaube, es ist uns allen klar, dass wir auf jeden Fall den Button pressen werden. Auf geht's. I didn't even hesitate before pressing the buttons. Es gibt nicht zwei Decks. Es gibt verschiedene Realitäten, wo Kopien existieren können, aber es gibt nicht immer zwei, glaube ich. I found myself on the floor of my quarters feeling incredibly nauseous. I slowly got to my feet, carefully not to excess my feeling of illness. I looked around the room, saw the time on a digital display on the wall. 10:32 a.m., hä? It appeared that after pressing the buttons, I was unconscious for hours. Wait a second. I looked around the room for the pocket watch. I started to scramble in a panic when I realized it was simply sitting on the bedside table. I placed the watch in my pocket and headed towards the dining hall. Push the button, let me know before... Dex, wir wissen nicht, ob wir da drin sind. Wir wissen ja nicht, in welche Realität wir kommen. A feeling of dread washed over me as I realized I was late. The deletion game would have already started. I quickly sprinted towards the dining hall without stopping for anyone or anything. All thought of the watch was clear out of my mind by that stage. As I approached the doorway, I could hear Dai's voice booming from the dining hall.
Are you accusing me of cheating?
Yes, I am. You are cheating. I should have lost. I did lose. Kill me!
What had I missed? Did they play the game without me? Fear consumed me as I burst into the dining hall, worried about Kimiko. What's happening? I stood taking in the scene that was unfolding in front of me. Beatrix was standing close to me. Beatrix?
Is that you?
You're alive?
You're a girl? An attractive girl.
Ich war ein Boy. In der Realität bin ich ein Boy. What? Of course I am. The girl part, that is. I tore my eyes away from Beatrix and scanned the room. My eyes settled on. Mail me! Mail me und hallo Sascha übrigens. Mail me. Yeah, and you are? Luna. Mail me heißt auch Luna. Okay, gut. Jetzt seht ihr, ich bin einfach beides. The pocket watch worked. This is great. We did it. Ah, we did it. I grabbed the hands of my male doppelganger and we jumped up and down gleefully in celebration our breakthrough. Lunas. Yeah?
I hate to interrupt this moment you're having with yourself, but I have a job to do and, as such, I have to kill you. Well, one of you at least.
Das finde ich cool. Also, das hätte ich nicht erwartet. Ich dachte halt, wir spielen zweimal das gleiche Spiel. Nur einmal als männlich und das hat dann so leichte Änderungen. Aber das finde ich cool, dass sich das überschneidet. Wait, we lost the game? Well, yeah, Kimiko and I were the vampires and we failed to create enough vampire babies. Wait, Kimiko will die as well?
See? Even the girl knows I'm supposed to die too.
I'm sorry, Capitan, but you won't be dying today.
I lost the game. It is in the rules.
Wait, I don't understand. You want to die?
If you were dying, then I want to die too. And I should. It is the rules.
Kann es sein, dass sie sich so krass in uns verliebt, dass sie deswegen Amok läuft und alle umbringt? I thought back to the rules of vampire children. Wait, that's right. If this was a Bonnie and Clyde scenario and you lost, both should die, right? Die? I looked over at Di, who seemed to be nervous for the first time ever.
I don't remember saying that.
But you did. What's wrong? Why don't you want to kill the captain?
That was never a rule.
But it was. Look. The male version of myself pulled out an identical tablet to the one I owned and played the recording of the Vampire Children video. And indeed, there it was. Why was Di lying? Here she was, clearly disregarding her own rules, plain as day.
Enough!
Aber damit haben wir es wieder. Kimiko ist wichtiger als alle anderen Charaktere.
I once had an ounce of respect for you, Di. At least you stuck to the rules before, but now...
Di grew more furious with every word spoken.
You will die now.
Not before you kill me!
The captain threw herself in anger at Di's projection, who flickered as Kimiko passed through her. Kimi! Oh, er darf sie auch Kimi nennen, der hat die auch gebumst. Warte mal, hat sie mich jetzt mit mir selbst betrogen? Kimmy, please, let me die alone. I would rather you live.
I never want to experience a day without you.
Ich glaube, sie hat ihn eher mit mir betrogen. Die haben aber mehr als wir hatten. The captain and my male self embraced. I could see their tears mingling as they streamed down their tightly pressed cheeks. Sacrifice yourself to save the other me. Warum? Warum ich? Warum sollte ich mich aufopfern? Nee. I stood motionless as I watched another version of me accepting his death as well as he could. Di summoned her wheel and the male me was summarily sentenced to death.
Well, this was
Kill me, please! Die, please!
Jetzt dreht sie durch. Wetten, jetzt dreht sie durch. Jetzt nimmt sie meine Pocket Watch und tötet alle.
Everyone is dismissed. Please prepare yourselves for the announcement of a new deletion game tomorrow.
I said kill me!
Ugh, how many times have I told you?
Stop breaking your own rules!
This again.
The others began silently filing out of the dining hall while the captain remained adamant about convincing Di to let her die. The captain knelt on the floor, sobbing uncontrollably. It was now just the three of us in the dining hall.
Look, I'll let you in on a secret, okay? Because I like you.
Kimiko lifted up her head slowly. Rivulets of salty tears converging at the tip of her chin.
You're right. I can't kill you.
What?
When your delightful mother created me, I was given 2 directives. The first was to ensure that the mission was a success.
Jetzt wissen wir alles, was wir wissen müssen, um dieses Spiel zu gewinnen. Es muss immer Kimiko verlieren. I was stunned that Di was being so open. Perhaps it was because she was flustered at being accused of breaking her own rules.
And the second directive, which was to override the priority of the first directive without exception, was to ensure that my daughter lives. The mission's success plays second fiddle to your survival at all times, no matter the cost.
That's why you're still killing people?
Ding, 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 ding! I surfaced when we no longer had sufficient resources to maintain the current headcount for the mission. But then I realized that we can actually run the mission with the skeleton crew and, better yet, it statistically increases the probability of you living out a full life.
You are killing the crew so that I will live longer?
Okay. The captain's internal conflict was palpable.
My mother prioritized me over the success of the mission?
I guess she did. Who would have thought?
Kimiko and I were both reeling at the revelation. The reason why Dai killed was not simply resource-related.
Wow! I can't believe how good it feels to finally get this off my chest. The truth really does set you free.
Kimiko was no longer listening to Dai. Her attention turned to me. Her face was gaunt and pale. Jetzt dreht sie durch. Yes, Captain.
Do you still have the pocket watch? Is it functional?
I pulled out the pocket watch and saw that it was still lit up, just like this morning. Albeit in a different reality. Albeit oder so. Yes, it is.
May I please have a look at it?
Of course. Nochmal hin. Nicht ganz. I handed the watch over to Kimiko, who inspected it, intrigued.
And you said that this button activates it?
The captain indicated to the button on the top. I nodded in response. But I have no understanding of how to control its destination.
Oh? What have we got here?
I was now peering over the captain's shoulder with interest.
Thank you. You have been an integral part of this mission.
My cheeks glowed with embarrassment. Well, thanks, Captain. Real...
Dai, lock down the dining hall.
Ihr Blick, ihr Blick. Weiß ich nicht, Tobi. Captain spun on her heels and left the room.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Dining hall now in lockdown. Dai appeared on the other side of the dining hall door along with the captain. I could just hear the conversation through the door.
Now what, Capitan?
You cannot kill me, correct?
Correct.
Will you stop me from killing others? Rather, would you kill at my command?
Oh, Captain, I thought you'd never ask. You've got me weak at the knees here.
Very well. Could you do me a favor and clean up the dining hall for me?
With pleasure, Captain.
Disinfection cycle in the dining hall will commence. No, Captain, please. Dai appeared in the dining hall with me. She seemed honestly sad.
Sorry.
Are you really? The dining hall's warning lights and klaxon activated, and I felt the temperature in the room rise rapidly.
It might be hard to believe, but yeah, kinda. I actually have a soft spot for you, but you heard the captain. I can't override a direct order.
I shrugged non-committally as the effort it took to draw breath increased. Draw breath increased. Aber die Frage ist jetzt, wenn wir jetzt so viel rausgefunden haben, ist das relevant für die anderen Stränge oder sind die anderen Stränge wirklich komplett anders?
I'd like to stay with you as you die, though.
I don't really have a choice in the matter. I couldn't make you leave even if I wanted.
Do you want me to leave?
I thought about it for a moment. No, I don't want to die alone.
Okay, I'll keep you company.
I should. Thanks, Dai. The heat made my eyes sting, so I closed them. I could feel my skin and hair burning in patches, and I thought I could feel the sensation of my blood boiling in my veins. Dankeschön, Werto, dankeschön. Das klingt so komisch. Das ist wirklich nur, wenn ich hier die Hand... Also... Naja. Keine Ahnung, Dex. Through the haze, I thought I could hear Dai begin to sing.
Playing a game with hearts and minds. All is lost in the sands of time. Love and betrayal in the depths of space. Quantum movements take their shape. Suicide by hanging on hopes and doubts. We are deleted.
One plus two is me. Errungenschaft. Komm zurück, Alicia. Okay, wir sacrificen uns jetzt, okay? Let me die instead. Errungenschaft freigeschaltet. Does this count as a selfless act?
Wait, what?
I am Luna. Luna is supposed to die. Let me die.
Is that even allowed, Dai?
Well, they don't really train you for this scenario at the academy, so I'm going to have to make an executive decision.
And?
A death is a death. Woo!
Aber geht es nicht darum, Ressourcen zu sparen? Und ich bin erst auf das Schiff gejumpt und ich bin überhaupt kein Mitglied der Crew. Also wenn ich sterbe, ist es ja nicht so, als ob ein Mitglied der Crew stirbt. Hä? My heart sank as I realized that I had just signed my own death warrant. I can't thank you enough. Oh, wie nett der einfach so, ja, ist ganz normal, dass du dich für mich opferst.
I will never forget your kindness. You have made me so happy.
Ich wäre jetzt kein Mitglied. Ich wäre einfach zurückgesprungen. Your happiness is all I ever wanted, Kimi. Kimiko was caught off guard by my usage of our intimate name for her, and she blushed deeply.
Your dimension's version of me is a very lucky girl.
Nein, sie ist ein very trauriges Girl, weil ich jetzt nämlich gleich tot bin, du Pennerin. I smiled fondly, picturing Kimi sleeping carefree next to me.
Ick, gross. Come on, it's time to kill you.
I was bouncing up and down on the spot impatiently. Alright. Danke. This gives me more time to solve that problem. His head nodded in Dai's direction. I hope you have more luck than I did. Klar muss es der Mann regeln, weil die Frau zu dumm ist, oder was? Entschuldigung. I nodded at myself and I turned back to Dai. I turned back to Dai. Passt in... Naja. Alright, get on with it.
Yay, goody.
Dai made an extravaganten flourish, popping her wheel into existence.
It's time to spin the wheel.
Weiß ich nicht, Dex, aber ich kann es mir vorstellen. That all too familiar wheel started spinning, but it didn't bother me. I was quite calm, knowing that I was saving myself from falling in some strange way. Ist es eigentlich sinnvoll, dass man die Frau komplett durchspielt? Oder sollte man den einen Strang erst mit der Frau und dann mit dem Mann spielen? Ich hab keine Ahnung.
And the winner is...
Everything became a blur before shrinking to a single point and vanishing. Oh, das ging schnell. You have hit a soft lock. You are not able to advance within this time. Schlaf gut, Verto. Träum was Schönes. Fuck it. Was habe ich denn jetzt aufgesperrt? Ich sehe es nicht mehr. Ja, Tobi. Weißt du, alle so, oh, das sieht ja ganz human aus im Gegensatz zu Zero Escape 2. Es geht ja. Ja, aber es gibt 2 davon. I've reached a soft block. Ich habe keine Ahnung, Dominik. Es ist halt super unübersichtlich.
Ja.
You're special? Scheiße, wir müssen alles nochmal spielen, ey. Warte mal. Nein, hier! Ah, yes. Warte, no. Ich muss erst speichern. Erst muss ich speichern. Erst speichern. Yes. Und jetzt... No. Jetzt laden wir. Leave till later. Danke, Berto, danke. I couldn't bring myself to do it. My sense of caution had grown too strong recently. Okay, das Gute ist, wir haben unseren Mail-Typen nicht getroffen. Wir müssen nicht für unseren Mail-Typen sterben. Wir müssen aber auch nicht sterben, weil Kimiko uns tot sehen will, weil sie unsere Pocketwatch klaut. Wir haben einfach nur Kimi bei uns, die mit uns gebumst hat, und jetzt sind wir alle glücklich. Danke, Alice, danke. I tried to calm myself to approach this with some semblance of reason, but my mind was in a whirlwind of thought. I had to speak to the voice of reason herself. She was probably on the bridge. Unsurprisingly, I found both Kimiko and Shizuka on the bridge, engrossed in their activities. Good morning.
One moment, please.
Captain, we're now beyond the black hole's ergosphere and should be largely out of its gravitational influence in approximately 8 hours.
Nicht nur am Ende, ich bin jetzt schon so, dass ich mir denke, oh Gott. Dominik, kannst du mir einen Gefallen tun? Bevor es zu spät ist. Kannst du einen Clip machen, bitte? Den musst du nicht speichern, aber kannst du mir einen Screenshot bitte schicken? 2 Screenshots, also jeweils einen von dem wo ich den Softlock habe, was da stand bei den Pop-Ups. Kannst du mir das kurz machen, bitte? Und mir dann einfach über Discord schicken. Es müsste jetzt noch, also es müsste ja noch gehen, glaube ich. Dankeschön.
That is fantastic news, Shizuka.
I've reconfigured the ship's route manually, taking into account fluctuations in gravitational pull. With no obstructions apparent on our long-range scanners, it should be smooth sailing from here out.
Again, well done, Shizuka.
Das Problem, was ich halt gerade habe, hier steht nirgends, dass ich einen Softlock habe. Ich weiß nicht, was mein Softlock ist. Und deswegen muss ich das, glaube ich, selbst machen. Achso, ihr seht es ja nicht. Weil hier ist es auch ein Softlock, aber irgendwie ist es halt ein anderes Icon, deswegen kann man das irgendwie merken. Hier brauchen wir ein Passwort dafür. Und wir sehen ja, hier geht's weiter. Das Problem hieran ist halt, hier ist ein Softlock, aber es steht halt nirgendwo. Ja, reicht später, Dominik. Reicht später. Aber ist es nicht jetzt leichter? Ich gucke einfach kurz selbst. Es müsste jetzt nämlich noch einfacher sein, als später zu suchen. Weil jetzt dürfte es relativ da sein, wo wir sind. Ich hab's, ey, sofort reingeklickt habe ich. Ey, bin ich gut. Ich bin Profi, was Skippen angeht, okay? Oh nein, ich war nur zu langsam. Okay. Ich speichere mir einfach den Timestamp ab. Der ändert sich ja nicht. Gut, perfekt. Auf geht's.
Can I go back to bed now?
Of course. You have earned it.
Shizuka yawned, throwing her head back in exaggerated exhaustion.
Good night, Captain.
Night, Shizuka. She wandered off the bridge and I approached Kimiko.
Good morning, honey.
Morning, Kimi. She reached out to pull me into a passionate kiss. God. After what felt like a century, she relinquished her grip on me and placed her hands on my chest just below my shoulders.
Why are you not asleep? Do you miss me too much?
Ich will keine Beziehung, Kimiko. Ich will euch nur alle bumsen. Kimiko beamed. Actually, I came to seek your professional counsel.
Oh?
I removed the watch from my pocket, proffering it to Kimiko. She regarded it with awe as it sat in her hand, softly glowing.
So it works?
I don't know. I haven't pressed any buttons since the lights turned on. Kimiko nodded in approval.
If there is any doubt in your mind or gaps in your knowledge, it is wise to delay action for the time being.
What do you suggest I do? What if I never know what will happen? I just need someone to tell me the answer. Do I press it or do I not? Kimiko's forehead screwed up in thought.
Nothing.
What?
You have already had the opportunity to do something, and you have also chosen to do nothing.
I did nothing because I didn't know what to do.
And do you know what to do now?
Well, no, you haven't exactly given me any guidance.
Would you prefer I pander to you?
No.
Just like you, I am not sure what the correct course of action here would be, and so I would not press the button. How about we set some rules?
Rules? I'm not following, sorry.
The pocket watch is currently active, but we are not going to press the button.
Es ist meine Pocket Watch. Warum schreibst du mir jetzt schon vor? Wir haben nur einmal gebumst.
But perhaps if the right conditions were met, we should.
I'm starting to see what you're getting at.
If one of us loses the deletion game today, that person should press the button before the execution, in the hopes that it will save us.
Nein, wenn du verlierst, wird nichts gepresst. I nodded in agreement.
Until we are face to face with certain death, I am not willing to risk you, to risk us.
Willkommen zurück, Dominik. And if it doesn't do anything?
Then I am thankful for the night we spent in each other's arms, and will die a happy woman.
I smiled the image of the night before still fresh on my mind.
From the look on your face, you will be dying a happy woman too.
Du arrogante Nudel, ey! Sie liebt mich nicht. Nee, da stimmt irgendwas, stimmt mit der nicht. I was still shocked at how forward she was. Now there was nothing between us anymore. Moments later, Kimiko transitioned back to the role of stern captain.
The game will be occurring later today. It would be best that you rest up beforehand. I need that brain of yours at peak performance.
And what about you?
I am well rested. Besides, someone should stay here to ensure we avoid being sucked into a black hole.
I honestly think...
No arguments.
I was just about to say that I think I'm going to sleep on your side of the bed and there's nothing you can do about it. I stuck my tongue out at Kimiko playfully, then turned and ran before she could react. Was ist denn mit mir? Ich wollte nur bumsen! Kimiko's room was much like mine. The only difference was that she had the luxury of an adjoining ensuite. It must be nice not having to leave your room to take a shower. I slid onto her side of the bed, smiling as if taking part is something devious before slipping the pocket watch into the bedside table drawer. The pillow next to my head smelled like Kimiko. A sweet mix of vanilla and strawberries. I inhaled deeply, savoring the moment. Oh.
Hey!
Hi! Huh, Dai, is that you?
Wake up, boring sleepyhead.
Dai sat cross-legged at the end of the bed, looking mid-tantrum. What time is it?
Time for you to be awake!
Ah, fine then.
So, do you want to hear what I have to say or not?
I didn't really want to hear anything. That's why I'm here in my room with the door locked.
Your room, eh? Take a look around you.
I scoffed for a second before catching myself and realizing that I was still in the captain's bed. I sat bolt upright immediately, face blazing hot.
I already went to your quarters to wake you up after my PA announcement, but believe it or not, you weren't there. The captain then hinted to me that you might be here, after I assigned her role for today's game.
Auf jeden Fall. Fine, you caught me. I slept here last night. That gave me a big thumbs up.
Well done.
Well done for what?
Betting the captain, of course.
Dai crackled silently at the combination of outrage and embarrassment on my face.
What? Don't be so upset. I'm congratulating you. You've been where few dare to venture.
What are you implying?
You aimed high, despite the obvious risk to your physical health. I respect that.
Dai, can you just tell me what you want?
I'm here to tell you your role in the next round of the deletion game, Vampire Children.
And?
Sorry, but you lost out this time.
Damn, that means I'm the vampire.
I said you lost.
So wait, I'm not the vampire?
Yup. Sucks to be you. Or rather, soon to be sucking on you.
Good one, Dai. Dai pretended to pat on the top of my head.
I know it was. My programming means that my witty responses are in the top 0.01% of high-quality retorts. Now, I have better things to do than talk to you any further.
Thanks.
Good day to you.
Dai disappeared from the end of the bed. Her voice came over the loudspeaker a second later.
Thank you all for your cooperation. You are now free to pass the time as you please. The game will commence in 2 hours. Good luck!
Indirekt ja schon, weil sie bestimmt jetzt zu mir kommt und sagt, ja, hey, lass uns Vampire sein. 2 hours before the execution, more like. I wasn't as worried as I normally would be, though, knowing that our trump card, lay there safe on the bedside table. Kimiko burst into the room. Luna! What is it?
I am the vampire.
So, we knew who the vampire was. It wasn't great that it had to be one of us, but we could make the most of it by partnering up. Don't worry, this is the situation that we were discussing earlier.
You are happy partnering with me? Are you sure?
I don't know. Of course, you and I will partner up, becoming Bonnie and Clyde. From that point, we just need to be sure to turn everyone, which is completely possible.
If we turn everyone, neither of us will die.
Exactly.
Thank you. Thank you for not giving up on me.
Ach so, das war eine Option. Ja dann. Tschüss. Kimiko held onto my hands tightly. We can win, I promise. Kimiko nodded, pulling herself up out of my embrace.
I still have some business I need to attend to on the bridge before the game begins. In the meantime, go and use my shower to relax. I will return shortly.
Dex, wir sind nicht im guten Pfad. Wir müssen ja erst alles lernen. I'll be here. We exchanged clandestine smiles as she left. A shower. I'm far more excited about this than I should be. Although something so trivial, I was quite excited about the prospect of showering in the captain's quarters. I imagined unfathomable luxury awaiting me. It was even better than I expected. I spent the good part of the next hour in another universe. Somehow I now felt really positive about the upcoming game. I felt ready to tackle the day head on. Just as I pulled on the last of my clothes, I saw a flash of light on the other side of the bathroom door. Was ich halt gern wissen würde, ist, wenn wir den Kerl spielen und genau diesen Strang spielen, kommt dann auch einfach die Frau? I cautiously poked my head into the room and called out for the captain. Kimi? Oh nein, ist sie böse. Kimiko was indeed standing in the center of the room. She looked gaunt and expressionless. Kimi, have you finished all your errands earlier? Kimiko approached. I walked over to embrace her, but she pushed past my open arms to place a finger against my lips, indicating I should stop talking. Shh. She leaned in closer. I could smell the vanilla and strawberry scent on her. Just like her pillow and her warm breath tickled my neck. I relaxed into her, letting the warm air wash up. White-hot pain radiated from my core, shattering the serenity of the moment. Looking down in slow motion, I discovered the hilt of a knife protruding from my stomach. Blood trickled from the wound onto the floor. Stumbling backwards, I slipping in the rapidly growing pool that blossomed out from my feet. Ja, ist doch normal. Kimiko stood over me with empty eyes. She crouched down to whisper into my ear.
In no world are we together.
With a sickening sucking sound, she withdrew the knife from my stomach. From where I lay, I saw Kimiko disappear into the bathroom that I had just emerged from. I tried to stifle the bleeding with my hands, but the blood spilled freely between my fingers. My breathing was labored, taking too much energy to sustain...
Schon fast einjähriges Lunali 1 Party, Lunali 1 Party, Lunali 1 Hart, Lunali 1 Hart.
Gott, erschreck mich nicht so. Happy Birthday, Geschichtenerzähler. Ich hoffe, du hast einen wunderschönen Tag gehabt, hast was ganz Tolles gegessen. Und Gott sei Dank kommst du noch. Ich habe extra gewartet mit Gratulieren. Alles Gute zum Geburtstag. Lass dich nicht ärgern. Ich hoffe, du hattest einen schönen Tag und die Leute waren lieb zu dir. Vielen Dank für den Resub und auf jeden Fall alles Gute. Und hallo. Dankeschön. Irgendwie meine Hände tun so weh gerade. Ich schmier die mal ein. That as well as my muscles. My arms dropped to my sides, letting my blood flow unabated. I knew that I must be close to death because I could have sworn that I saw Kimiko come into the room via the main entrance, right after she went into the bathroom that had only one exit. I was surely hallucinating. No. Das ist die normale. No. Kimiko screamed in terror when she saw the puddle that I lay in. Weiß noch jemand, wo ich entschieden habe, wem ich die Taschenuhr gebe? Das war, als ich gestorben bin, richtig? Kimiko hauled me up onto her lap. Her voice was high, desperate.
I get here! She's not in right now. Can I take a measure? What the hell, Captain?
Ty, get Nicholas! Now!
Können wir bitte noch einfach...
She's not in right now. Can I take a measure? What the hell, Captain? She's not in right now. Can I take a measure? What the hell, Captain?
What the hell? Pizza. Oh, das ist schön. Oh, das freut mich. Das klingt gut. Das ist schön.
Ty, get Nicholas! Now!
A bit too late to regret your actions now there, Cap.
I did not do this!
I don't sense anyone in the vicinity of your room right now except for you, Captain.
We can deal with that after. Please, go now! Hurry!
Fine, but only because I want to, not because you told me to. I need my contestants alive for this next game.
Oh, halt die Klappe da, ich sterbe hier.
I don't want it ruined like this. Sheesh.
I disappeared in a flash, clearly spurred on by the captain's panic.
Come on, do not give up on me.
Kimiko shook me, trying to stop me from drifting off. I was feeling so sleepy though. My head nodded forward, infinitely heavy.
Don't try to talk.
Just stay awake. Nicholas will be here shortly. This is merely a flesh wound.
Her reassurance made me feel better, even though I felt like floating off more than ever. I saw a glint of steel flash behind her. I couldn't react, my body was so heavy. Keep me behind. My words of warning never made it past my lips. I couldn't move a muscle to save her, even though she was easily within arm's reach. The approaching wave of darkness washed over me, blissful and cold. You have died. Okay. Jetzt müssen wir ausprobieren. Don't jump. Ich will wissen, ob das einen Unterschied macht.
Is everyone in agreement?
Ich müsste das, glaube ich, nehmen, was ich einfach aufgeschrieben habe mit 7201. Und dann das. Genau. Und jetzt gehen wir Katashi. I handed the watch over to Katashi. Maybe once it is working, it can help ensure you don't overcook your roast. Katashi smirked playfully.
My amazing cooking and I will miss your jokes, newbie.
All right, let's get on with this. Time's ticking by. I got places to be, people to kill.
Okay. Und jetzt... Okay, es ändert nichts. Kann schon. Dominik kann schon. Aber tut's offensichtlich nicht. Was war das hier? Warum?
Yahoo!
Was können wir hier ändern?
That
Ist ja egal, was wir sagen, ne? Wenn ich jetzt...
Excellent.
Wenn ich jetzt gleich... Pocket Watch nehme, statt Deactivation Code. It was only a hunch, but deep down I knew that this watch was going to make all the difference. Passiert dann irgendwas anderes. I have a good feeling about the watch. I feel like I'm so close. I decided to go back to the lab and give my parents' research notes another leave-through. I pulled his jewel out from under one of the benches and started... Achso, ja, das kennen wir. Was passiert, wenn wir das nehmen?
That's a shame. I was hoping that it would not come to this.
A dark smile was taking over the captain's face in a way that made me very uneasy. To this? Yes, Captain.
I order you to accompany me for an evening picnic in the Eco Lounge. Refusal will result in detention inside our prison cells until your case can be brought before the Judicial Committee.
Who's on the Judicial Committee?
Me. Technically, it is I and myself, but I have a strong feeling she would agree with me.
I guess it's decided then.
Wonderful.
I held my hands out for handcuffs. Put me in jail. Oh, the captain stood frozen with confusion for a moment. Oh, man, die Arme. Only kidding. Let's go have a picnic.
Oh, thank goodness. I thought you actually called my bluff for a moment.
Kann ich mir vorstellen, Tobi. Ja, aber das ist genau das, was ich gerade ausprobieren möchte. You know you're not supposed to tell me it was a bluff.
I order you to forget that I said I was bluffing.
Who's bluffing?
Thank you.
I returned the precious watch to its usual place in my pocket and followed the captain out of the lab. When we arrived...
Today's picnic...
Okay, macht keinen Unterschied. Das heißt, wir sind mit dem Strang erstmal durch. Aber ich weiß nicht, ob das jetzt nicht sinnvoll wäre, mit dem Boy den ganzen Strang hier zu machen, den rechten. Weil wir wissen hier noch gar nicht, wie wir was anderes rausbekommen. Ich glaube wirklich, dass wir eigentlich den Boy spielen müssten. Aber ich würde eine Sache gerne noch ausprobieren. Hier. Ich würde gern versuchen, Kimiko zu wählen. 2. Ich sag mal 3.
Please exit the room and await this round.
Ich will einfach nur wissen, was sie hat.
Let's get straight to the results.
3! Perfekt, okay. Er ist auch tot. Okay, wir können nicht weiterspielen. Die Zahlen sind random, also... Ich schätze...
How's our little ray of sunshine doing this morning?
Ich schätze, wir müssen mit dem Jungen weitermachen. Nein, die Zahlen wechseln da extra. Also, irgendwie hat es gewechselt. Weil davor war 3 nicht Kimiko. Weil Melody ist nicht... Also irgendwie, es wechselt irgendwie. Keine Ahnung. Also die Votes meine ich, nicht die Zahlen, die Votes wechseln. Ich glaube, wir brauchen jetzt was anderes. Endlich spiele ich mein wahres Geschlecht, ja.
Still unconscious, but their vitals are stable. With any luck, our patient will wake up today.
Ich schätze aber... Ich schätze, wir spielen das nächste Mal. Also das war jetzt genug für heute, glaube ich. Das finde ich halt so lustig, dass hier das einfach darüber switcht und da das runter switcht. Ich verstehe es einfach nicht. Ja, das ist wenigstens, also... Wir fangen das Spiel neu an das nächste Mal. Ist das nicht toll? Gut, aber es war ja klar, dass das passieren wird. Ich dachte aber wirklich, dass die Story in sich geschlossen wäre und nicht, dass das, also das mit dem Geschlecht noch einen Punkt hätte. Ich dachte wirklich, dass das einfach so optional ist. Finde ich aber ganz cool. Also eine positive Überraschung in meinen Augen. Hätte es nicht erwartet. Ich auch, Dex, ich auch.